People are becoming so difficult and harder to be around nowadays. But it's easy for me to just stay inside and just not be bothered. And I say this because if you haven't noticed, a lot of people are so combative and confrontational these days. I'm just looking at footage on these social media platforms. I'm observing what I see whenever I go outside, and it's happening everywhere. People are fighting over nothing, getting aggressive with strangers over the smallest things. Road rage over lane change, arguments in parking lots. People are out there recording each other instead of de escalating the situation. Grown adults screaming at each other in public like there's nothing wrong with that. And what's crazy about it is that nobody even looks shocked anymore when they see it. We've watched so much of it that it just became the norm. And it's not normal. And the fact that we aren't shook by it, it actually says a lot about where we are right now. But people weren't always walking around like this. There was a time when a stranger gave each other basic respect. You bumped into someone, you said, "Excuse me," and it was done. You disagreed with someone, and you just moved on. But the stakes for conflict is much higher now. It has always been violence, but it's way worse now. People hold on to grudges over nothing. In a simple fight, it ends up leading to a shooting. Whatever happened to just taking a loss and moving on? I also noticed that people are on edge before anything ever happens. They walked out the door already looking for an issue. They're looking for something to react to. They're ready. And you can feel that energy when you're around people now. It's just this low vibrational energy. Nobody is relaxed. It feels like you're one word away from it becoming a situation because everyone is so sensitive these days. But what I will say is this: I don't think this behavior came out of nowhere. People are just overwhelmed and they have nowhere to put that energy. So they fight and focus on one another. The cost of everything has went up. So people are robbing and stealing from one another, which often results in someone getting hurt. People are glued to their phones daily, just soaking in a bunch of mess in a chaotic world that's literally designed to stress them out and make them angry. It's just a lot of buildup. So it comes out on the road, it comes out in the store or in the line at a restaurant. So the stranger who snapped on you in that parking lot, you were just the closest available target for something that has been building up inside of them for a long time. And it doesn't make it okay, but it explains a lot of the frustration. And social media made it worse. And social media added gasoline to the fire because on social media, being aggressive pays off. And you have to be the loudest voice in the room, which is sad. The more outrage the clip, the more the algorithm feeds it to people. I can't make this up, you guys. The person who goes the hardest gets the most attention. And it's really sad. It's sad that people started performing that energy online and then they brought it offline. They brought it offline with them. There is no filter between how you act online and how you act in person now. No mutual respect. It just slowly dissolved. The way people talk to one another in the comments is sharp with zero patience energy. People started bringing that energy into real life interactions. And now you see it everywhere. People talking to strangers crazy, no grace, just immediately confrontational. And to a person that's just trying to move through their day, you start bracing for everything too. Even if that's not who you are naturally, you walk into a store and you're already keeping a certain distance from the person in front of you because you don't know how someone is going to react to something as simple as you being near them or too close to them. You stop with the eye contact because you don't want it to be misread the wrong way. You stop saying certain things because you don't know how it's going to affect the next person. So you're just trying to avoid becoming someone's target for the day. And having to manage your own presence just to keep the peace around people who are already looking for a reason to be upset is crazy. So, how do you protect your peace in the middle of all this? But the first thing I would do is stop allowing others to bait you because a lot of this confrontational energy is looking for a reaction. That's the whole point of it. And the moment you react, even calmly, you're giving it what it wants. Most of the time, the most powerful thing that a person can do is to not respond. Just don't engage. Let it die out without your participation. And the second thing is to stop over explaining yourself because these people aren't even trying to understand you. I noticed that a lot of unnecessary conflicts, they start because someone feels the need to justify themselves to someone who's not even interested in listening to what they have to say, anyways. You don't owe a combative or an aggressive person or a stranger any energy or an explanation. Say less and move on. The third thing is to limit what you consume online, because what you watch every day online, it's only programming how you see people. If your feed is full of fight videos, outrage content, and people just going at each other on a constant basis, you start treating that for baseline for how people behave. And then you walk outside already expecting conflict. So be deliberate about what you let into your mind, because it's affecting how you move through life, whether you realize it or not. To be real, that's exactly why I keep this channel unsponsored. I never want to feel forced to make angry clickbait content just to chase views and keep the lights on. So if you value this space and these videos give you a bit of peace, consider supporting what I do by buying me a coffee. The link is in the description. Your help goes a long way. But moving on to the fourth thing. Stop putting yourself in environments that consistently drain you. You already know which places, what situations, and which people are just slowly draining your energy. And a lot of the times we keep showing up to those same places just out of habit. But just stop showing up. Don't even waste your energy. Now, I'm not saying that you have to completely just lock yourself inside. There are still places that you can go to and not worry about nonsense. For instance, I like to go to the botanical gardens. Church is always a safe space, and beaches during the peak hours. And the fifth thing, the one people always seem to skip, is to protect your energy before you leave the house. How you start your morning, it sets the tone for everything else. If you wake up and the first thing you do is grab your phone and just scroll into the nonsense, you're already reactive before the day even starts. Give yourself 20 minutes, just 20 minutes of quiet before you let the outside world in. It changes how you carry yourself throughout the day, believe it or not. So as a result of all this, I think that good people are starting to just pull back, and the people who aren't combative and who just want easy, genuine, calm interactions are retreating and isolating. They're staying home more, and they're choosing solitude over being around people who might go off at any given moment. And I get it. If being around people is costing you your peace, you would stop putting yourself in those situations. But the problem is the people adding to the chaos, they aren't pulling back. They're still out there. So the energy of public spaces just keeps shifting in that direction, because the calmer people, they're removing themselves. So it's nothing but tension and confrontation whenever you go outdoors. So people are becoming harder to be around, and I don't think it's your imagination. Something real is happening, and the pressure that people are under is real. So it's up to you to protect your peace. You don't have to absorb other people's chaos just because it's everywhere right now. Stay who you are, stay calm, because right now, that alone, it makes you different from most of the people out there. So do me a favor, drop a comment below and let me know if you notice people getting more confrontational in your area lately, or if it's just happening online. I'm really curious to hear what you guys are seeing out there. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.